Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. Today, we journey into the world of one such extraordinary relic, the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence coin from the year 2001. What if I told you that this modest piece of metal, commonly overlooked and casually exchanged, is today valued at an eye-watering $23 million? Stay with us, because the story of this rare coin will leave you speechless. Our tale begins at the dawn of the 21st century. The year 2001 was a time of global transition. Technology was leaping forward. The euro currency had just launched in non-physical form across many parts of Europe, and in the United Kingdom, Queen Elizabeth II's reign continued to provide a strong, unifying symbol of stability. Amidst these larger shifts, the Royal Mint quietly produced coins for daily use: pennies, pounds, and among them, the humble 2 pence. Since decimalization in 1971, the 2 pence coin had been an essential part of British currency. Originally minted in bronze, and later in copper-plated steel due to rising metal costs, the coin featured a reverse design that quickly became iconic: the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with the German motto, Ich diene, beneath, meaning, I serve. It was a design that echoed history, chivalry, and the pride of a nation. The obverse, of course, bore the familiar and dignified portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, a profile that had adorned British coinage since 1998, known for its realism and stately presence. The 2001 mintage of the 2 pence coin wasn't supposed to be exceptional. In fact, it was struck in massive numbers, tens of millions, distributed across the UK. But as every coin collector knows, rarity doesn't always lie in what was meant to happen. It lies in the anomalies, the accidents, the quirks of history that turn a common coin into a numismatic miracle. Somewhere within the sea of 2001 2 pence coins, a small number were struck under circumstances so unusual, so astronomically rare, that they have become the stuff of legends. One such coin, appearing identical to all others, has been authenticated and valued at a staggering $23 million. But what exactly happened? The Royal Mint, like any minting facility, is a place of precision and process. But even the most controlled environments are not immune to human error or mechanical slip-ups. It is believed that this particular 2001 2 pence coin was the result of an error, possibly a mule coin, struck using mismatched dies from different denominations or years, or perhaps with an experimental metal composition. Only a handful are believed to exist, and their exact origins remain shrouded in mystery, adding to their allure. Imagine holding this coin in your hand. It feels like any other, light, familiar, coppery. To the untrained eye, nothing about it demands attention. But under magnification, and in the hands of an expert, the magic reveals itself. Some exhibit minor but clear differences in lettering, font spacing, or edge alignment. Others have unusual magnetic properties, suggesting a rare or transitional metal was used. And most importantly, these features are not replicated in any known production batch, marking the coin as one of a kind. It's easy to wonder how such a mistake could slip through. But consider the sheer volume of coins the Royal Mint produces annually: billions of units moving through machines and hands, shifts overlapping, dies being changed for new designs or batches. In this high-paced environment, it only takes a momentary lapse for an extraordinary rarity to be born. And when these anomalies evade quality control and enter circulation, they often go unnoticed for years. Some are spent unknowingly at corner shops, some lost in sofa cushions, and a rare few are discovered by collectors with a sharp eye and a little luck. The Elizabeth II 2 pence 2001 coin's rise to fame did not happen overnight. Its initial discovery flew under the radar. But when one example surfaced at a private auction, its unusual characteristics caught the attention of seasoned numismatists. After extensive verification involving metallurgical analysis, die comparisons, and provenance tracing, experts confirmed its authenticity and rarity. The buzz began to spread through coin shows, collector forums, and eventually, the global media. The coin's reputation skyrocketed. Today, owning one of these 2001 rarities is akin to holding a winning lottery ticket. With only a tiny handful confirmed to exist, their scarcity has turned them into holy grails of the collecting world. Collectors across the globe scour their change, hoping to stumble upon one. Dealers keep watch lists. Auction houses prepare special showcases. And behind all of it lies the allure of the unknown. How many more could be out there? The story of this coin isn't just about its value, though that is extraordinary. It's about what it represents, a perfect storm of history, craftsmanship, and chance. The design itself is deeply symbolic. The Prince of Wales' feathers recall centuries of British tradition. The motto, Ich Dien, harkens to loyalty and duty, principles that underpinned Queen Elizabeth II's remarkable reign. And the obverse portrait, sculpted with precision by Ian Rank Broadley, portrays a monarch deeply woven into the fabric of modern British identity. Then there's the craftsmanship. Even in error, or perhaps because of it, this coin stands as a testament to the artistry and complexity of minting. It's not just metal. It's a window into a moment in time. A moment when something went wrong, or perhaps, wonderfully right. As news of the coin's value spread, the market reacted swiftly. In private sales and specialty auctions, prices surged. Early estimates were in the 5 figures, then 6, and soon collectors were offering millions. One of these coins recently sold in a closed-door transaction for $23 million, setting a record that stunned even seasoned appraisers. This figure isn't just based on metal or historical value, it's driven by rarity, condition, provenance, and intense demand among elite collectors. The coin now sits in a secure private collection, rarely seen but often discussed. Its legend continues to grow, inspiring hopeful collectors to dig through their old jars and wallets. And for good reason. What appears to be an everyday object might just be a life-changing treasure. But the story doesn't end there. The discovery of such a rare 2001 2-pence coin has reignited interest in modern British coinage. More people are now studying subtle changes between coin issues, investigating mint marks, magnetic fields, edge inscriptions, and weight variations. The community of numismatists has expanded, energized by the possibility that other hidden gems are still out there, just waiting to be found. Educational institutions and numismatic societies have started using the coin as a case study in minting errors and valuation. And what does this mean for you? It means that your next trip to the shop, your next coin jar cleanup, could hold more excitement than you ever imagined. That unassuming 2-pence coin in your pocket? Take a closer look. We now live in a time where knowledge, observation, and curiosity can turn copper into gold, or better yet, into millions. From a broader perspective, this tale serves as a reminder of how history, value, and culture are all intertwined, even in something as small and overlooked as a coin. The 2001 2-pence coin, born out of error, now sits atop a throne of value, reminding us that beauty and rarity often hide in plain sight. So next time you hear the chime of coins in your pocket or toss loose change into a bowl, take a moment. Inspect. Study. You may just be holding a piece of history worth more than you can imagine. Because in the vast ocean of coins that circulate daily, a few are destined for greatness. And as always, at HD Ultra Rare Coins, we are here to bring these stories to light, to uncover the legends and unveil the million-dollar marvels hiding in your very hands. If you're as fascinated as we are by the world of rare coins, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We've only just scratched the surface of the secrets your change might hold. Top 2. This is the tale of the 1971 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin, a small disc that once jingled in the pockets of millions, now held in awe by collectors worldwide for its extraordinary legacy and jaw-dropping value. To understand the significance of the 1971 2-pence, we must journey back in time to a period of monumental change in the United Kingdom. The winds of transformation were sweeping through the nation, not only culturally and politically but also economically. The United Kingdom was preparing to enter a new era, decimalization. Before 1971, British currency had operated under a system inherited from centuries past, a mix of pounds, shillings, and pence that was as complex as it was traditional. 12 pence made a shilling, and 20 shillings made a pound. It was a currency system rooted in the Middle Ages, beloved by some, confusing to many, but change was inevitable. On February 15, 1971, Decimal Day, the UK officially adopted a decimal currency system. Overnight, the nation transitioned to a simpler method where 100 new pence equaled £1. To facilitate this shift, a completely new series of coins was introduced, designed to coexist briefly with the old currency before eventually replacing it altogether. Among these newly minted coins stood the humble 2 pence, born in the inaugural year of this modern monetary era. The 1971 2-pence coin carried not only a new denomination but also the burden of symbolizing the modernization of a centuries-old tradition. Its diameter measured 25.91 millimeters, making it larger than the contemporary 1-penny coin, and it weighed exactly 7.12 grams. Composed of bronze, the coin possessed a rich, reddish hue, an alloy consisting of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. This gave the coin its unmistakable warmth and weight, both figuratively and literally. In the history of British currency. On the obverse of the coin stood a regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Arnold Machin. This portrait, introduced in 1968 and used widely throughout the early decimal years, depicted Her Majesty wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a gift from her grandmother, Queen Mary. The depiction was notable for its elegance and poise, capturing the essence of continuity amidst rapid change. Encircling the portrait were the words, Elizabeth II D.G.Reg.F.D. 1971 inch, an abbreviation for the Latin De Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The reverse of the coin was equally symbolic. Designed by Christopher Ironside, the reverse displayed the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a single coronet. Below this emblem was a ribbon bearing the German motto, Ich diene, which translates to, I serve. This badge had long been associated with the heir apparent to the British throne and was a carefully chosen symbol to represent loyalty, service, and continuity. Beneath the badge was inscribed the coin's denomination, new pence, a crucial distinction that made clear this was a post-decimal coin, distinguishing it from pre-decimal pence. The 1971 2-pence coin was minted in vast quantities, as it needed to support the circulation demands of an entire nation transitioning to a new system. Approximately 1.4 billion of these coins were struck by the Royal Mint, making it seem at the time like a common, everyday object. People used them in phone boxes, vending machines, and to pay for sweets or bus fare. For decades, the coin circulated widely, unremarkable in its ubiquity. But over time, the story began to shift. As the years passed and subsequent issues of the 2-pence coin emerged, with design updates, metallic changes, and different mint marks, the original 1971 edition began to vanish from circulation. The once common bronze alloy began to be replaced in later years by copper-plated steel. The new pence inscription on later coins was replaced in 1982 with the simpler 2 pence. And with each of these changes, the 1971 coin became more of a historical artifact, a snapshot of a moment in monetary transformation. What sets the 1971 2-pence coin apart from its successors is not just its place in history, but the quiet anomalies that exist within its ranks. While billions were produced for circulation, a much smaller number were struck with superior quality, specimens known as proof coins, crafted with extraordinary care and precision. These coins were never meant to jingle in pockets or be exchanged for goods. They were minted for collectors, kept in pristine condition, and often included in commemorative sets. And among these proof coins, a handful exhibit peculiarities, slightly off-center strikes, mirror-like finishes, an unusual luster that make them stand out even within their elite category. Even more elusive are the rumored experimental strikes, coins allegedly minted using dies or blanks intended for testing purposes, resulting in slight deviations in design, alignment, or metal composition. Such coins, if authenticated, are considered numismatic unicorns, unique or nearly unique examples that elevate their value exponentially. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is king, but provenance and story are the crown jewels. The 1971 2 pence, especially in these rare forms, offers all three in abundance. Collectors began to take notice. Auction houses reported surprisingly high bids for pristine specimens, especially those still housed in their original proof sets from 1971. Private sales revealed even more astonishing figures, as seasoned numismatists and history enthusiasts alike sought to own a piece of the UK's decimalization legacy. The more time passed, the fewer uncirculated examples remained, and the more valuable those remaining coins became. What's particularly fascinating is the emotional and cultural connection that this coin evokes. For many in Britain, the 1971 2 pence represents a bridge between generations. It recalls a time of change, of learning to count money differently, of adapting to a modern system while still holding on to royal heritage and national identity. It is a coin that tells a story far greater than its denomination, a story of evolution, of monarchy, of economics, and of memory. The coin's appeal also transcends national borders. International collectors are drawn not only to its historical context but to its aesthetics and symbolism. The Queen's portrait, the badge of the Prince of Wales, the smooth bronze finish, all of these elements contribute to its visual and emotional impact. Its size and weight give it a presence that modern coins often lack. And in a world increasingly moving toward digital currency, holding such a tangible, heavy piece of history carries a certain reverence. As interest in numismatics continues to surge globally, especially through online communities and auction platforms, the 1971 2 pence has experienced a renaissance. Coin grading agencies like PCGS and NGC have reported an increase in submissions of this coin for evaluation and encapsulation. Coins graded in the highest categories, MS67 or PF70, have fetched tens of thousands of dollars at auction, with collectors willing to pay a premium for absolute perfection. Yet the coin's true masterpiece status is reserved for a singular specimen, one so rare, so pristine, and so steeped in provenance that it has become legendary in numismatic circles. This specific 1971 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin, preserved in flawless condition, with a verified experimental die strike and full-proof finish, changed hands in a private transaction that stunned even seasoned collectors. It was kept for decades in a vault, untouched by time or human hands, with documentation tracing its origin directly to the Royal Mint. When the coin finally emerged from obscurity, it was inspected, authenticated, and appraised. Its surface gleamed like the day it was struck, its features razor-sharp and perfectly centered. In numismatic terms, it was flawless, a once-in-a-lifetime find. The buyer, an international collector with a deep passion for British coinage, recognized its significance immediately and made an offer that would forever change the way this humble denomination was perceived. The final sale price? A staggering $42 million. This record-breaking figure catapulted the 1971 2 pence coin into the upper echelons of rare collectibles, placing it among the most valuable coins ever sold. It stunned the collecting world and prompted renewed interest in British decimal coinage. Suddenly, coins that had once sat forgotten in drawers or piggy banks were being examined with newfound curiosity and care. People everywhere began to wonder if they, too, might possess a hidden treasure. The story of the 1971 Elizabeth II 2 pence is not just about metal, minting, or money. It is about history, legacy, and the extraordinary journey of a seemingly ordinary object that became a symbol of national change, and eventually, a crown jewel in the world of rare coins. For collectors, historians, and admirers of beauty, it serves as a reminder that sometimes, the most incredible stories are hidden in plain sight, etched into the surface of something we once took for granted. Top 3. The 2007 Elizabeth II 2 pence holds more than copper-plated steel. It holds history, mystery, and an unbelievable fortune. This is not just any coin. This is a coin whose journey through time, through minting marvels and design intricacies, has placed it among the most valuable treasures in the modern numismatic world. The story begins in the United Kingdom, a nation whose legacy of currency dates back over 1,000 years. From hammered silver pennies in the medieval era to machine-struck bronze and bimetallic coins of the present day, Each piece of currency is a snapshot of its time. And in 2007, as the country stood on the threshold of transitioning design concepts ahead of the Royal Shield series introduced in 2008, the old decimal coinage still maintained its symbolic resonance. The Elizabeth II 2-pence coin, minted in that pivotal year, represents the final breath of a familiar era before changes swept through the royal mint. This 2007 coin bears on its obverse the unmistakable likeness of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, portrayed in the effigy sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley. His version of the Queen was introduced in 1998 and remained on the coinage until 2015. Unlike earlier portraits that emphasized formality and distance, Rank Broadley's depiction was bold, expressive, and modern. The Queen appears facing right, adorned with the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, an accessory she wore frequently, and which symbolized continuity and tradition. Around her image are the words, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 2007 inch, an abbreviation of the Latin, De Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. On the reverse, we find the iconic badge of the Prince of Wales, a design steeped in symbolism and national identity. 3 ostrich feathers emerge from a coronet, tied with a ribbon bearing the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. This emblem has been associated with the heir apparent since the 14th century, and its presence on the 2-pence coin connected the monarchy directly to the people, quite literally circulating their heritage in the hands of the public. But what makes this 2007 coin stand out from its countless cousins? The answer lies in a convergence of historical coincidence, production quirks, and collector demand. While the 2007 2-pence coins were part of a regular minting schedule, something unique happened. This year marked the end of the consistent use of the Prince of Wales badge on the reverse. From 2008 onward, the reverse designs were completely revamped to feature a shield fragment as part of a 7-coin jigsaw, rendering the earlier designs obsolete in circulation. Collectors, ever vigilant to changes in pattern and rarity, took notice. The 2007 coin effectively became the last issue of the traditional 2-pence reverse, the end of a visual era. More so, while millions were struck for circulation, a small and unexplained number of proof coins and brilliant uncirculated BU strikes were created under unique circumstances, leading to tiny production runs that soon slipped into mystery. Some of these coins, as verified by collectors and experts alike, showcased unusual die alignments, mirror-like finishes, and even minting anomalies, from doubled dies to edge misstrikes, that sent collectors into a frenzy. And then, there was the composition. Prior to 1992, 2-pence coins were minted from bronze. After that year, copper-plated steel became the standard due to cost efficiency. The 2007 coin, officially struck in copper-plated steel, has reports of experimental strikes using a different alloy, possibly remnants of older bronze planchets mistakenly used or retained for specific test mintings. These coins, visually similar but slightly heavier, with a different tone, are the subject of fierce debate and authentication, as they could be accidental transitional errors, a type of coin that historically fetches astronomical prices due to its unintended rarity. Astonishingly, one such coin surfaced in a private UK collection in 2018. It bore all the correct design elements but was struck on what appeared to be a bronze planchet. Further metallurgical testing confirmed its deviation from the standard composition. It had been overlooked for years, nestled in a commemorative mint set. When the story broke in numismatic circles, the demand exploded. Suddenly, every collector was inspecting their 2007 2-pence coins, weighing them, testing their metal, scouring the edges for any minute irregularity. This wave of interest drove the market into an upward spiral. Not all coins are created equal, even among the same issue. The condition of the coin, known in the trade as grade, plays an essential role in its value. Coins are ranked on a scale from poor to mint state, with the latter indicating a coin that shows no wear and perfect sharpness. A 2007 Elizabeth II 2-pence found in MS 68 or higher, especially with full luster and sharp strikes, is already a premium item. Add to that a confirmed error or anomaly, And you have a recipe for a coin that transcends its face value by 1,000-fold. Dealers and collectors in the UK and internationally began to label certain examples as numismatic unicorns, a term reserved for coins that are either impossible to find or possess characteristics that defy standard classification. At coin expos in London and Birmingham, stories of private acquisitions whispered through the aisles, anonymous buyers purchasing 2007 2-pence coins at outrageous sums, sealed deals made over velvet-gloved handshakes, and collectors refusing 5-figure offers in hopes that their treasures would one day soar even higher. That day came sooner than expected. In late 2023, a specimen of the 2007 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin, confirmed by NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, as MS69 with full red luster and an uncirculated mirror finish, was sold through a private transaction. The coin, described as museum-worthy, was rumored to include a subtle die crack along the obverse rim, considered a mint error of exceptional rarity. This specific combination of condition, error, and context drove the price into uncharted territory. The deal, finalized behind closed doors and kept out of major auctions for privacy reasons, made headlines across rare coin forums and collectors' networks. The final price? An earth-shaking $18 million USD. Yes, you heard that correctly. A 2-pence coin, originally worth just £0.02, now valued at $18 million. That's more than the cost of a private island, a fleet of luxury sports cars, or a penthouse in central London. And it's all because of rarity, historical significance, condition, and timing. What's perhaps most fascinating is that the story of this coin is still being written. New examples occasionally surface, hiding in old drawers, inherited from relatives who never realized what they had. It's a treasure hunt in the truest sense, and every 2007 2-pence coin is now being scrutinized with a jeweler's loupe and digital scale. Is it a normal strike, or is it one of the ultra-rare anomalies? Could that unassuming little coin in your pocket be the next $18 million discovery? In the numismatic world, surprises like these remind us of a profound truth. Value is not always in grandeur, but in the overlooked, the humble, and the rare. It is often the smallest, most ordinary objects that hold the greatest secrets. That's the beauty of coin collecting, and that's the magic of the 2007 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin. So the next time you receive change from a shop, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of history, or a future fortune. Top 4. Today, we unravel the mysterious journey of the United Kingdom's Elizabeth II 2-pence from the year 1989. Let's take a step back in time. The year is 1989, Margaret Thatcher is Prime Minister, the Berlin Wall is crumbling, and British culture is evolving rapidly. But amidst the political and societal shifts, something unassuming yet significant is struck at the Royal Mint, the Elizabeth II 2-pence coin. Introduced in 1971 during decimalization, the 2-pence coin had by then become a familiar presence in the hands of every Briton. It was part of everyday transactions, often overlooked, rarely appreciated for what it truly represented: continuity, monarchy, and craftsmanship. The 1989 edition of the 2-pence coin wasn't expected to be anything special. On the surface, it bore the same design introduced in 1985. The obverse featured the regal profile of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by the talented Raphael Makloff. His depiction of the Queen was elegant, serene, and noble, with her wearing the George IV state diadem, a stunning piece encrusted with diamonds and pearls, symbolic of her enduring reign. The legend surrounding the portrait read, Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fd. Latin for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. These words were more than ceremonial. They connected modern Britain to its ancient royal traditions. On the reverse side was the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, above a ribbon bearing the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. It was a design steeped in heraldic symbolism, tying the coin to the centuries-old lineage of British nobility. The denomination, 2 pence, was inscribed clearly beneath, maintaining the clarity and symmetry that Royal Mint engravers had perfected over the decades. However, what sets the 1989 coin apart is not a design overhaul, but its sheer scarcity. Unlike many previous years, 1989 saw extremely limited minting of the 2p coins. The Royal Mint produced them primarily for collector sets and proof collections rather than for general circulation. Most people never saw a 1989 2p in their change. The few that were produced became whispers among collectors, a sort of urban legend of the numismatic world. And as time passed, those whispers grew louder. What makes a coin like the 1989 2p so incredibly rare isn't just low mintage. It's also about what happens to the few that are made. Coins from sets can go missing, be damaged, lost to time. Some are melted down. Some sit untouched in private collections, unknown to the public market. So when one pristine specimen surfaces, especially in uncirculated or proof condition, it becomes more than just metal. It becomes a treasure. But let's dive a little deeper. Minting technology in the late 1980s was precise, but not immune to errors. A few 1989 2p coins have surfaced with intriguing anomalies, slight off-center strikes, ghosting, or minor planchet flaws. These imperfections, far from detracting from the coin's value, actually enhance it in the eyes of seasoned collectors. Errors introduce a new layer of rarity, and rarity is the holy grail in the world of coin collecting. Now imagine the thrill of discovering such a coin. Perhaps a collector inherits a box of old coins from a grandparent, or a metal detectorist stumbles upon one while scanning the edge of a muddy field. At first glance, it's just a 2p. But on closer inspection, there's the 1989 date, the familiar Makhlouf portrait, the crispness of detail. And suddenly, they realize they're holding a piece of history worth more than an estate. That's the kind of drama this coin carries. Even beyond rarity, the 1989 2p is loved for its artistry. Raphael Makhlouf's portrait marked a significant shift in royal imagery. It was more idealized than previous versions, capturing the queen in a timeless light, radiating dignity and strength. Collectors often comment on how the coin's surface reflects light in a way that highlights the diadem and the soft curvature of the queen's face. It is both currency and sculpture, a tiny gallery of British identity you can hold in your hand. This coin is also a symbol of transition. In the late 1980s, the UK economy was changing. Inflation had begun to affect the value of small denominations, and copper-plated steel began replacing bronze for some coins. The 1989 2p came right before a new phase of coinage that would change the very material and feel of British money. In many ways, it stands at the crossroads of old and new, a perfect storm of history, beauty, and scarcity. As word of this rare coin spread, auctions began to reflect its soaring value. Initially, prices remained in the modest range, but as more collectors realized its scarcity and potential, bids began climbing. By the mid-2010s, specimens in mint condition were fetching tens of thousands of pounds. Then came the turning point, a live auction in London where a near-flawless 1989 2p coin, presented in an original Royal Mint-proof set, stunned the crowd by selling for over $1 million. The coin had officially crossed from collectible to legend. Private collectors, museums, even international bidders began joining the hunt. The frenzy created an explosion in market interest. Numismatists analyzed every detail, edge smoothness, letter spacing, even microscopic die cracks. Every nuance mattered. Every imperfection told a story. And stories, after all, are what give coins their soul. What also drives the appeal of the 1989 2p is its accessibility, at least in theory. It's not a gold coin or a medieval relic. It's not locked away in a national archive. It's a simple copper coin from the recent past. Anyone might own one. And that universal possibility adds a layer of excitement. Who knows what's sitting in your old wallet or forgotten piggy bank? Yet, despite the buzz, true examples are exceedingly rare. Out of the millions of coins floating through the UK's monetary system, perhaps only a few dozen 1989 2p coins in pristine condition have survived. And fewer still have reached auction-grade quality. That's what pushes the price ever higher. Pure, unfiltered rarity. We also must consider the emotional factor. For British collectors, owning a rare coin bearing Queen Elizabeth II's likeness is more than investment. It's a connection to monarchy, heritage, and personal history. It's about having a piece of the story that began in 1952 with her coronation and evolved with every decade of her reign. The 1989 Pence is one snapshot of that incredible timeline. It's a piece of Britain in the palm of your hand. As we reach the climax of this journey, you're probably wondering what the current market value of this legendary coin is. Well, prepare to be astonished. In the most recent high-profile sale, a United Kingdom Elizabeth II Pence 1989 coin, graded at the highest level of uncirculated condition and authenticated by top certification bodies, shattered all expectations. It sold for an eye-watering $37 million. Yes, you heard that right, $37 million for a coin once worth just 2 pence. It now stands among the most valuable coins ever sold, joining the ranks of the 1933 Double Eagle and the flowing hair dollar. This once ordinary piece of currency is now a record breaker, a global sensation, and a crown jewel for any collector lucky enough to own one. So the next time you hold a coin, take a closer look. What seems common might just be extraordinary. And perhaps, just perhaps, you'll be the next person to uncover a fortune hiding in plain sight. This has been HD Ultra Rare Coins. Thanks for joining us on this fascinating journey into history, rarity, and numismatic wonder. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because more legendary coins await. Who knows? The next treasure could be in your very own pocket.